Hey y'all. Yeah. Hey y'all, we're jumping right into this tutorial, starting off with prepping the skin. I'm going in with my Thayer's facial toner on a cotton round and just going all over my client's skin. This is Kaylin, y'all. Say hi to her. You guys will be seeing a lot more of her on my channel. Now I'm going in with my Morphe micro brow pencil in the color Java, I believe. But first, going over the brows with some translucent setting powder just to take off any excess shine that might get in the way of us doing these brows, okay? So now I'm just taking the spoolie of the brow and just laying those hairs in the right direction, then going in and lining out her brows. You guys can just watch as I do this. And I love me a really, really thin brow. And because Kaylin already has thin brows, it's pretty easy to achieve. So you guys could just watch as I do her brows. So now I'm going in and just making the tail of her brow a little bit darker. I love a ombre effect when it comes to the brows, keeping the front light and the tail dark. Now I'm just going in with my two LA Girl Pro concealers and my Morphe brushes to go ahead and carve out the brow. I don't know what happened to this footage, y'all. I definitely did record it, but some way, somehow, the bottom of this brow did not get in. So sorry about that. But you guys can just see me go ahead and just clean up the brow. I love to get a really nice, precise brow. So this is what I'm doing right here, and you guys can just go ahead and watch. Now I'm just going in to carve out the top of her brow. And y'all, can y'all believe that I did this for the first time with my non-dominant hand? Y'all have to hear my reaction when I realized how good this brow came out. Hell no. I am just the baddest. I really am. I was feeling myself, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, because that was the first time I ever did that. So, period. Y'all see that brow? I know y'all see it, honey. Now I'm just taking my Real Techniques buffing brush and just blending out the concealer. Then going in with my Ulta Beauty Brow Gel in clear just to set those brow hairs in place. This, you guys, if you do not have this in your kit, go ahead and grab it because it's amazing. I love this brow gel. Now I'm just taking my 35O palette from Morphe to start this eye, going in with some concealer to prep the lids and buffing that out with a buffer brush. And I like to use a lighter concealer on the eyes, especially when we're going in with more pigmented eyeshadows, just so that way we could get the most color payoff. So now I'm going in with this neutral brown orange shade, and this is going to be our transition shade, and I'm just putting that right in her crease with a large blending brush and just really building that color up and going more into the crease of the eye all the way up to the brow bone. And we want to make sure that this color is very blended out. We do not need it to be too pigmented. Now going in with a more darker chocolate shade and going right into her crease with a more precise buffing brush. And just getting that right in her crease. We're going to build up the intensity of this eye before we go ahead and cut out her eyelids. So as you can see, now I'm going back in with the first brush and just blending out those harsh edges. Now I'm taking my flat concealer brush from Morphe and I'm just going ahead to carve out her lid. And how I like to carve out the lid is just by stamping along her eyelid space. And we're creating a crease here because she does have hooded lids. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp that concealer on and drag it down so that we can get that precise shape. You guys I left this in real time so you guys can actually see how long it takes me to do this. So you can just go ahead and watch this part. So now we got that eyelid all cut and she is sharp. Honestly, take your time with this step because it's very crucial in whatever eye look you're doing. Now we're going back into my palette and we're going in with this more banana-ish shade, and we're just placing that right on the lid. We're going to be doing an ombre effect of nudes and neutrals on the lid. Now going in with that white shadow and placing that on the inner third of the eye, more towards the inner corner, and we're just going to go back and blend those two colors together. Just go in as much as you can with this eyeshadow to just make sure everything is nice and blended. And now I'm going into my Juvia's Place palette and using that auburn caramel shade on top of the first shade that we used, and then going in with a darker brown eyeshadow from the Juvia's Place palette and just buffing out that outer corner. And I'm using a pencil brush to do this because it's more precise and we can really get that color in there. Now going in with my JLarue pigment in white gold and replacing that right on the inner corner of the eye on top of that white shade. Now I'm going in with my NYX matte liquid liner and creating a wing, and then going in with some mascara just to coat her lashes before we put on some falsies. So I don't know what happened to the clip of me placing the glitter, but I just took a random glitter from my kit, used some lash glue, and placed it on her eye. Now I'm just placing on the lashes, and these are my favorite lashes, the Kiss I Envy lashes. And I'm just placing those on with my tweezers, just really making sure that they are on there. This is the perfect lash, y'all. If you have not tried the Kiss I Envy Luxury Mink lash line as of yet, I highly recommend. They're at your local beauty supply store and they cost less than $6 a pair. So now I'm just pinching her real lashes and the falsies together so that way there's no gap in between the lashes. So now the eyes are completely done and she is looking amazing, period. Y'all get into it. Now let's get into this base, my favorite part. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer and putting that all over her face. Then going right in with a shade that I had to mix together to get her perfect shade. But look at that color match though, y'all. It's the color match for me. And just putting this all over her face. Not so much in the places that we're going to go in with concealer, because why would we waste product? So I'm just going to go ahead and buff that out with a foundation brush that I got off of Amazon. And I love Amazon brushes. They really got it on lock, y'all. So now we are just buffing that out. Now going in with the same LA Girl Pro concealers. And I'm just going in to highlight her face. And we're going to put that on her chin, right above her lip, on her nose, on her forehead, and as well as under the eyes as usual. And usually I would just let this dry down a little bit before I go ahead and buff it out. And drying it down just gives way more coverage. And I'm going in with a little bit of a lighter shade just to really highlight her face, because I love a bright highlight without it looking you ashy. Now I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush and I'm just blending out that concealer a little bit just on the chin. I'm going to let the eyes dry down even more before I go ahead and blend those out. And while that's drying down, I'm going to go in with my cream contour just to go ahead and contour her face. And to do this, I'm using my Black Opal foundation stick. Now I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush just to go ahead and buff it out. Honestly, Real Techniques really got it on lock, y'all. If y'all have not tried their brushes yet, go ahead and pick it up at any pharmacy and just really try it out. It will change your makeup game, especially if you're a MUA. So when you're using a brush to blend out your concealer, I would highly recommend just going in with small patting motions just to really get the fullest coverage and just blending it out seamlessly. And then I would go back in with either the contour brush or my foundation brush just to blend out those harsh edges. Now I'm going underneath the eye, and just take your time when you're doing this part. Ask your client to look up so you can really get up under there, especially if they have dark eyes. Kaylin does not have dark under eyes, so it wasn't really a problem. But for those clients that do experience dark under eyes, just ask them to look up at the ceiling so that way you can get as close to the waterline as possible. Now I'm going back in with my foundation brush just to blend out any harsh edges and making sure everything is nice and seamless. We don't want to have any harsh lines. Now I'm going in with my Mercier setting powder in translucent honey to set her face and wherever we put that concealer. So usually I'll go back in with the brush that we blended out the concealer with to make sure there's no creasing, and then go right in with that powder. And again, ask your client to look up so you can get right up under there and get that flawless base. This powder is one of the best powders on the market. If you haven't tried Laura Mercier as of yet, then you don't know what you're missing out on. It's an amazing powder, no flashback, and just has the girl snatched. So we're just going in with that powder everywhere that we put concealer and just setting it. Now going in with my Black Radiance True Complexion contour palette in dark and just going here to set her cream contour. I'm taking this on an angled brush and just setting everywhere that we contoured. Now I'm taking my Morphe Bacon Set powder in translucent rich and just carving out that contour and just setting it. Now going in with the Juvia's Place blush and just putting this beautiful color on her cheeks. Y'all, I am in love with this blush. I feel like it looks amazing on dark skin, and if you are MUA that has a lot of dark skin clients like I do, I highly recommend this blush, and it's amazing quality, amazing price, and gets the job done. Now I'm just going in with a face powder and another Real Techniques brush just to buff away the powder that we set underneath her contour, and just really go in with this and make sure that there are no harsh lines and that we really set that. Then going in with a bigger powder brush just to set the rest of the face. Now I'm going in with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and setting down her face. Now I'm just asking her to take this mini fan that I bought off of Amazon just to dry down that setting spray a little bit. And we're going to go right in with highlight. The highlight that I'll be using today is the e.l.f. X Nabela Noor Loose Highlighter. And everything will be down below, guys, in case I forget the name of the products. And I'm going in with this just to highlight her face. This highlight is an amazing highlight, and I am just in love, y'all. As y'all can see, it looks amazing on almost any skin tone and just really gives that glow. So I'm going in with this on her cheekbones, on her nose, her forehead, her cupid's bow, and her chin. Now I'm just going in with a regular brown lip liner from my local beauty supply store and lining out her lips. And then I'm going to be going in with 2 of my NYX Butter Glosses. As I said before, guys, everything will be down below. And I'm just going to be placing that on her lips and blending it out just to get a really beautiful nude lip. I love a lip like this, y'all, especially with an eye like this. It just ties the whole look in together, in my opinion. And then going right on top of both of those glosses with the clear gloss just to give it that oomph. We love a glossy lip over here. Y'all see that beat? Period. Now we're just going in and smoking out the lower lash line. I just took a dark brown and a black eyeshadow on a pencil brush and got right under there. Now I'm going in with some face powder just to set under the eyes and get it nice and seamless. Then going in with mascara to finish off the look. And this is the completed look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was my first tutorial on this channel, and I hope you guys really love. If you do, go ahead and click that like button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. All of my information will be down below in the description box, including my Instagram, both my personal and my makeup Instagram, along with my booking site. I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and until the next video, I shall see you guys. Bye.